Do you guys ever notice that sometimes when you're hanging out with somebody long enough, you start acting the way they do or doing the things they do? Hey guys, it's Revolution Arie. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for this day's revolutionary seed titled Conform or Transform. If you hang out with somebody long enough, you might notice you do some of the things they do, and you might say some of the things that they say. What about the person that might not lead you on the right path? Do you conform to the way that they are, or does your transformation in your life move them for the better? Did you ever hear that saying, tell me who you hang out with and I will tell you who you will become? The people we surround ourselves with, those are the people that influence us and encourage us. That might be for the better, and sometimes it might be for the worse. This is certainly something you should think about if you haven't done so already. In my walk in my life, I have been surrounded by a lot of teenagers, and I have seen this happen so many times. There might be some sweet, kind kids, and they start hanging out with a group that might not make the best decisions. So after some time, I noticed that the kid might be doing some of the things or saying some of the things that the group they decided to hang out with. How many times are we guilty of doing the same thing? I know for me, in my past, I have hung out with some people that I shouldn't have hung out with. And I too have been guilty of falling into doing some of the things that they did. Maybe you have found yourself in a situation that was similar to this. Or maybe you're in that situation right now. Does that mean we're a lost cause? No, it doesn't mean that. Does that mean this is the end for us and this is how we're always gonna be seen? Nope, that's not that either, because that doesn't define you. And does this mean that we should avoid people altogether? Nope, that's not the answer either. If we want to have a better understanding of how we should respond, we should look at the life of Jesus. If you are familiar with the scriptures, maybe you've come across a story where Jesus was sitting and eating with the tax collectors and the sinners. This was looked down upon because the sinners, maybe they have done some things by law during that time they should have had been stoned, and the tax collectors were despised people. Those were the individuals that collected the tax and also took even more than what was required so that they could fill their own pockets. And guess what? There were people questioning why Jesus did this. If you continue to read on, you'll find out what Jesus replies to them. In the New International Version Bible, Mark chapter 2, verse 17 says, "On hearing this, Jesus said to them, 'It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners.'" And mind you, we have all been guilty of sinning. The Bible says that we have all fallen short of the glory of God. So thank God Jesus came for us, because we need it. So how did Jesus not conform to what the other people were doing? And how did he transform the lives of other people? Well, first of all, Jesus was known to spend a lot of alone time with God. He spent a lot of time in prayer with God. He made this one of his first topmost priorities. I spoke to my mentor about this, and he gave me a couple of other good points. Secondly, Jesus knew who he was, and this is linked to his identity. Thirdly, Jesus knew his purpose, the reason why he was here on earth. Because of these 3 points, Jesus was able to do his calling, and he was able to transform those who needed it. Now, there might be some situations where we do have to distance ourselves from people or even completely cut somebody off. Those are the situations when we're asking God, is this the way to go? Because of the risk spiritually and physically that we might experience by having ourselves be around them. However, if we are around somebody who is making the wrong decisions, we must remember the 3 points, which are, number 1, putting God as our top priority. Number 2, knowing who we are in our identity. And number 3, knowing our purpose and our calling. That way we can be the light in this world, and our transformation in our lives can help transform those that are around us. In the New International Version Bible, Romans chapter 12, verse 2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." So, with that said, don't conform, transform, and keep those 3 points in mind so that you can be on the road to success. If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell so that you're notified when my next video comes out. Also, remember every single day is a new opportunity to do better than your last. Be revolutionary.